Hello, Lama. Let's discuss the past paper questions appearing in a tute. S block tutes, right? Today we are going to discuss about the S block past paper questions, right? So we have discussed the theory parts in S block, right? So this session is about the past paper questions, right? Okay. Mainly the past paper questions appeared with the question number two. Appears with the question number two, right? As a structured question. That is where the S block questions appear in your A paper question, right? Question paper. But let's start discussing those in your tube, right? We are starting with the 2011 A-level question, which is the question number one in your tube. Let's start with that. All right, this is the 2011 A-level question. Right now, 2011 A-level past paper question, right? Okay, see what they are saying. This question number one in YouTube, right? Question number one, right? This is the A-level question number one, but this is question number one of tute. Right? Okay. Actually, the 2011 question number two. This right. M is a non-transition element. Some chemical properties of this element are given below. Right? Non-transition element. That means an element belongs to S block or P block. Right? Non-transition elements. So D block elements are normally considered as transition elements, other than the zinc. Right? So when it comes to non-transition elements, that could be a S block element, P block element, or could be the zinc, right? That is the idea there, right? Shape name, hard. Okay, let's discuss the question. It burns in air with a bright white flame to give a mixture of two compounds, A and B. It does not react with cold water but reacts slowly with hot water and steam with the evolution of a colorless flammable gas. So reacts with hot water, not reacting with cold water but reacting with hot water. That definitely says it should be magnesium. It should be magnesium. We had discussed about the activity series of elements and how they will react with the H2O. There we had clearly seen that there are few stuff which will react with the cold water. Those are the S block elements other than the beryllium and magnesium. And then we had came across magnesium, which is actually starting its reactivity with hot water. And then we had discussed some elements which need steam to react with H2O, right? So aluminium to tin. After that, the metals of activities won't react with H2O. So when it comes to start reacting with hot water, that is all about magnesium, right? This transition element, non-transition element, should be the magnesium. It reacts with concave HNO3 to form NO2. We'll discuss, right? Okay. So if you are thinking of a question with S block elements, right? First thing to do is you have to identify which element that is, Then you can answer your questions. So first thing, when answering S block question or when answering this kind of question is identifying the metal correctly. then you can answer the questions, right? So let's copy this. So we are referring to kind of S block guy here, right, which is not reacting with cold water but reacts slowly with hot water. So if you think of the theoretical background here, right? So if you think of this block guys like this, so this is how we are to identify the element correctly. Lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, and cesium. And you have then beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, and barium, right? So as it says, it does not react with cold water but reacts slowly with hot water. That means does not react with cold water means these things are not the element we are looking at. These are not the element we are looking at. But react slowly with hot water. React slowly with hot water. Beryllium won't react with hot water even. So magnesium should be the answer. So this is how to come up with the correct element first of all. So magnesium is the choice there. So identify the element Im and state one important use of it. So Roman number one. So Im is what? Im is magnesium. Roman two. One important use of it. Uses. So it is used in medicine, right? Or uses in medicine. So milk of magnesia, right? To produce milk of magnesia, which is normally used for gastritis, right? So magnesium is used, right? And it will be used when you need some strong metals with lighter weight. When you need some strong metals with lighter weight, like in forming aircraft bodies, right? Magnesium will be used, right? Okay. The second thing, write the ground state electron configuration of magnesium. Magnesium is your 12th element. So electron configuration is going to be 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2. 12th element. Third one, write the chemical formula of A, B, and C. What they are saying? It burns in air with bright white flame, right? So we are looking for A, B, and C. They're working here, right? Magnesium, right? Burns in air with bright white flame. So air burning. So air contains N2 gas as well as O2 gas heavily. So magnesium react with both the N2 and O2, right? Reacting with N2 will form the nitride, reacting with O2 will form the oxide. So magnesium nitride plus magnesium oxide. So one of these can be considered as A and the other one is B, right? Okay, let's take this one as A and this one as B. No worries. Magnesium nitride, magnesium oxide, A and B. And see, it reacts with see, it does not react with cold water but reacts slowly with hot water and steam with the evolution of colorless flammable gas. So in magnesium reacting with water, if it is hot water, you are producing magnesium hydroxide plus H2 gas, colorless flammable gas. If magnesium is to react with steam, then you produce the magnesium oxide plus H2 gas. So anyway, the colorless flammable gas which will be released is the H2 gas. So C is H2. Right now? Roman number 4. Right, Roman number 4. One of the compounds A or B reacts with water with the evolution of a gas. Identify this gas. Right? Identify this gas. So when these guys are to react, right? So these are the workings, right? So magnesium nitride will react with water. Magnesium oxide won't, right? Magnesium oxide won't react. Oxides of metals beyond magnesium, magnesium and beyond magnesium in reactive series won't react with water. Won't react with water. The aluminium oxide won't react with water, right? That is why the aluminium is protected. That's how the aluminium is protected, by forming an oxide layer. With your cooking materials, you use the aluminium things, no? So aluminium metal is protected by forming an oxide layer. So when you are washing the stuff, that won't dissolve, that won't react, right? When you are to wash the aluminium, right, things you used in cooking purposes, right, that oxide layer won't remove, won't react. If a reaction occurs, that should remove. So the oxides of metals, right, with magnesium or beyond that in the active series won't react with water, right? So magnesium oxide is not an oxide which react with water. So magnesium nitride will react. So what are the things to form? Magnesium nitride means it's a S block compound. So ion exchanges are the ones we are looking at. Here you have the magnesium 2 plus ion and the N3 minus ion. Here you have the H plus ion and the OH minus ion. So what will happen? Magnesium 2 plus connect with the OH minus and N3 minus connect with the H plus. So what will form? The products are magnesium hydroxide, magnesium 2 plus and the OH minus, magnesium hydroxide plus these two, H plus and N3 minus will form the NH3. So NH3 is the gas it's liberate, right? So one of the compounds A and B reacts with water with the evolution of gas. Identify this gas. So that gas is NH3, right? H plus and N3 minus will form the N3 minus, H plus will form the NH3 gas, right? So for the Roman number 4, the gas is NH3. The gas is NH3. Roman number 5. Roman number 5. See. Give the balanced chemical equation for the reaction between conc HNO3 and M. For the reaction between conc HNO3 and M. So M is the magnesium. Now we need the reaction between magnesium and concentrate HNO3. Let's try this stuff. Right. So I'll write the reaction here. So that should form magnesium will oxidize to Mg2 plus to form the salt, right? Magnesium nitrate ultimately forms, right? And HNO3 will reduce to NO2. So this is concentrated, right? With the concentrated stuff, the P block element is the one to get reduced. We had discussed those things, right? Why is that? With our theory part, right? So the nitrogen is the one to reduce to plus 4. Here the plus 5 reduced to plus 4. Let's balance the stuff here. So you have the 0 and plus 2. So 2 electron difference here. So this is plus 5 to plus 4. That is again, so that is just 1 electron difference. So least common multiple is 2. So you need to multiply this thing with 2. 2 is needed there. 2 is needed. Sorry. Right. Okay. So let's balance the stuff. So at this side, no charge is available, but this side plus 2 is available. So 2 of H plus needed. And balancing, for the balancing of hydrogens, you have 2 H plus 2. That means only 4 H pluses. So 2 H2 is needed here. Right. So these are balanced. So we need the balanced chemical reaction. So H pluses are to be provided by HNO3. So you need another 2 NO3 minus ions here. So we add in 2 of NO3 minus ions here. So that means to the other side also we need to add 2 of NO3 minus ions. So this will be converted to magnesium nitrate. Then this is HNO3, right? So this will be converted to magnesium nitrate then. This 2 of HNO3 and this 2 of HNO3 altogether 4 of HNO3. Right? No? Things are balanced. Right. So this is our equation there. Next one. Right. Give the balanced chemical equation for the reaction M with hot water. So the we M with hot water, right? So this reaction, right? M with hot water producing magnesium hydroxide and H2. Let's write that stuff. We need to balance the stuff as well now. Magnesium hydroxide plus H2. Just balancing. You need 2 and 4 hydrogens there, so need some 2 here. That will balance it off, right? Okay. This is with hot water. No need of writing hot, right? But anyway, it is with hot water, right? Next one. Roman number 7. Right? What it says. Using acid-base indicator, explain how you would demonstrate in the laboratory the occurrence of the reaction of M with hot water. Right? This reaction happens. How to demonstrate? Actually, this thing is a kind of a base. This magnesium hydroxide is kind of a base. Right? This thing is base. So, if you can demonstrate that a base is produced, that the solution becomes basic. If you can confirm that the solution became basic, then that would explain that some base magnesium hydroxide is produced. That is the idea here, right? If you can explain that a base is formed there, right? So that will be a confirmation of production of the magnesium hydroxide, right? So with an acid-base indicator, so few indicators are available. One thing you know is the litmus in basic mediums. It is right blue in color, the litmus. In acidic mediums, red in color, right? Or you can use the pinophthalate, right? Pinophthalate indicator, even the methyl orange indicator. So let's come up with the pinophthalate indicator. That is better. Actually, this experiment is done in a practical schedule with the use of pinophthalate indicator. So let's come up with that answer, right? So they are saying using acid-base indicator how you demonstrate in the laboratory the occurrence of the reaction of M with hot water. So we can say, right, add 2 drops are enough of pinophthalate indicator to water and then to hot water, yeah, looking for hot water, and then add a piece of magnesium, right? Then add a piece of magnesium. Then what you would observe? So pinethalin indicator will change its color. It will turn right to pink, turn to pink, right? Color of solution turns to pink, colorless to pink. Maybe solution changes colorless to pink, colorless to pink, right? That's how we would do this experiment, right? So, do you see this one? No, it's right, no? Okay, the idea is clear, right? Next one. Using as that is done, no? Giving reasons indicate whether the electron gain of M would be positive or negative. Electron gain of M would be positive or negative, right? Okay. So now we are discussing about the Roman number 8. No, I guess these things. Roman number 8. Electron gain of M would be positive or negative. So M, the magnesium, is with a special electron gain enthalpy. So it comes in electron gain enthalpies, electron gain energies, the first electron gains. Only 3 elements are with positive first electron gains. Only 3 elements are with positive first electron gains. What are those? Those are the magnesium, beryllium, magnesium, and the other one is what? Nitrium. Beryllium, magnesium, and nitrium. Those are the only 3 elements with positive first electron gains. With positive first electron gains, right? So let's come up with that. What is the reason for that? As those guys are with stable electronic configurations. That is what it says as a resource book, right? So let's write the answer. Giving reasons indicate whether the electron gain of M would be positive or negative, right? So magnesium is with a positive first electron gain energy. Reason, you have to come up with the electron configuration, right? Magnesium electron configuration is neon plus 2s2, right? As magnesium is with right completely filled a subshell, which is a stable compression, magnesium is not much keen to gain an electron. That's the idea, right? Idea is clear. Right. The IX part. Right. Next part. Part number 9. See what they ask. State whether the solubilities of oxides and hydroxides of the elements in the group of the period table to which M belongs. This is all about group 2 oxides, no? Group 2 oxides and hydroxides. To the group of periodic table to which M belongs, decrease or increase down the group. Decrease or increase down the group. Yes, not we know. Not you know, right? Yes, right. So, hydroxides and oxides. Yes, the background. Beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium. Group 2 guys. You remember the precipitation table about the hydroxides. They're asking for hydroxides. No? Hydroxides. Let's copy the hydroxides first of all. Right? Precipitation patterns. For the hydroxides. So beryllium hydroxide is a BPT. Magnesium hydroxide is a BPT. Other things are solutions. Solutions. Right? These are the two PPTs. Precipitates with the hydroxides from S block group 2. Others are normally considered solutions. These are strong bases, right? These two are weak bases, while these are strong bases. Normally, precipitating hydroxides are considered as precipitating metal hydroxides are considered as weak bases. Non-precipitating metal hydroxides are strong bases. Right? Normally, right, those appears with these guys. Right? These guys are the ones which will form the strong basic hydroxides. All other metals form hydroxides which are considered as weakly basic or amphoteric. But anyway, this is a hydroxide trend. Right, that means going down the group, precipitation decreases, solubility increases. What they are asking is solubilities. So solubility increases. With the hydroxide, solubility increases. Right? Okay. So same trend as the hydroxides will be followed by the oxides as well. Will be followed by the oxides as well. So going down, the solubility of oxides as well increases. Right? So the answer is solubility of hydroxides as well as oxides will increase. Go into the group. Going down the group. හරි අර මම ඔයාලට කතාවක් කිව්ව මතකද දැන් හයිඩ්‍රොක්සයිඩ් කතාව පැහැදිලිනේ අර ඔක්සයිඩ්ස් කතාව පොඩ්ඩක් ඕන්න හයිඩ්‍රොක්සයිඩ් කතාව පැහැදිලිනේ ඊට පස්සේ හයිඩ්‍රොක්සයිඩ් ඔක්සයිඩ් කියන නෝට් එකක් ඕන්න අර මතක් කරා අර කතාව හරි ඔක්සයිඩ්ස් කියන කතාවක් දැන් කිව්වේ මතකද You have some metals here. හරි අර මැග්නීසියම්ට පහළ කට්ටිය මැග්නීසියම්ට පහළ කට්ටිය අපි කිව්ව නේද මැග්නීසියම්ට පහළ පැත්තේ කට්ටිය oxides activities, right? Oxides won't react with water කියලා කිව්වනේ. magnesium මේ පැත්තේ කට්ටිය oxides react with water කියලා කිව්වනේ. Actually they are react with water and actually they produce hydroxides. So solubility trend of oxides is same as the hydroxides for these guys, right? For metals appearing before magnesium in the active series. Right? දැන් වඩ උදාහරණයක් ඕන නම් magnesium වලට reactivity වැඩි calcium ගේ. Activity is all about reactivity, right? Calcium වැඩි. ඒතර calcium මොකද වෙන්නේ? calcium oxide කේ වතුරත් එක්ක වැඩි වෙන්නේ. solid එකක් වුණාට වතුර දාපුවම මොකද වෙන්නේ? It will form the calcium hydroxide. This solution, right? Omai soluble. Omai වැඩි වෙන්නේ. Strontium oxide කියලා කියන්නේ එතන strontium oxide වල වතුර දාපුවම rate is greater than magnesium. ඔය strontium hydroxide है. That means strontium hydroxide is soluble. ඔමයි වැඩි යන්නේ. oxide trend එක කියලා කියන්නේ hydroxide trend එක කියලා කියන්නේ එකම දේ තමයි අන්තිම සෙට් වෙනවා. magnesium මේ පැත්තනේ beryllium ඉන්නේ. මේ පැත්තේ beryllium. magnesium කලින් තමයි calcium. කතා බහලි. ඉතින් යක් දීමක් ගහන්න පුළුවන්. So anyway, the answer is the solubilities of oxides as well as the hydroxides will increase going down the rope. So definitely you know the reactivity increases, right? Going down the rope. This is what we have learned, right? Magnesium, beryllium, calcium compare. There is some theory part and we discussed here, right? So the simply answer is solubility will increase going down the rope for the hydroxides as well as for the oxides. Alright, complete කරගන්න අවශ්‍යද? That is all about 2011 question. Let's go towards the 2013 question there. 2013 question. 13 question again. Right. 2013 question. Right. Moving to 2013, which is the question number 2 of your tutor. 2013 Right? Okay. Let's discuss. Element A belongs to S block. Element A belongs to X block. So our first task is to correctly identify the element. හරි මුලින්ම element එක හරියට identify කරගන්න ඕනේ. ළමයි මේ question එකේදී ඔයා element එක හරියට identify කරගත්තේ නැත්තම් ඔයා පස්සේ ලියන answers එකක්කටවත් ලකුණු දෙන්නේ නැහැ. හිතන්නකෝ ඔයා element එක magnesium වෙලා ඔයා වෙන මොකක් හරි sodium කියලා දාගෙන උත්තර ටික ලියන් යනවා. Like when magnesium react with hot water, the gas produced will be H2. When magnesium react with sodium, the gas produced will be H2. Right? Okay. Let's discuss. Element A belongs to S block. Element B belongs to X block. So our first task is to correctly identify the element. When sodium reacts with hot water, the same gas H2 will release. But you won't get the marks for writing releasement of H2 gas if you haven't identified the metal properly as magnesium. Question එක කරන්නේ metal එක magnesium නම් හරි. හිතන්නකෝ question එක ඇහුවා කියලා එයා hot water එක react කරලා පස්සේ release වෙන gas එක ලියන්නේ කියලා. ඒක H2 gas නේ magnesium උනත් sodium උනත් ඔයා identify කරගන්නේ sodium කියලා metal එක. උත්තරය අතන magnesium. එහෙම වෙද්දී release වෙන gas එක ලියන්නේ කියලා H2 කියන උත්තරය ලිව්වා කියලා ඔයා metal එක හරියට identify කරගත්තේ නැත්නම් H2 gas එකටවත් ලකුණු හම්බ වෙන්නේ නැහැ. හරි. එහෙම තමයි මේ question එක යන විදිය. paper marking වලදී එහෙම තමයි ලකුණු දෙන්නේ. එහෙනම් first thing in S block questions, S block related questions, the first thing is to identify the metal properly. You need to identify the metal properly. හරියට metal එක identify කරගන්න ඕනේ. ඒක තමයි වැදගත්ම දේ මේ කතාවේදී. හරි. එහෙනම් අපි ඒ වැඩේ මුලින්ම කරමු. Identifying the metal properly, right? So element A belongs to S block. That is what they are saying. So first of all, come through all the elements appearing in this block. S block එකේදී ඔක්කොම elements ලා පොඩ්ඩක් consider කරන්න මුලින්ම. ඉතින් අපිට තේරුම් ගන්න කවුද මේ ඩයල් එක කියලා. lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium. Right? First thing is to identify the element properly. මුලින්ම යාව හරියට identify කරගමු. බලන්න. එතනට අපි ළම අපි use කරන elimination technique එක. To identify this element properly, confirming the S block element, we use the elimination technique here. Elimination technique එක මෙතනදී පාවිච්චි කරනවා. Elimination technique means what? මතකයිනේ Sherlock Holmes method එක. හරි කියලා දෙන්නේ මොකද්ද? If you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains should be the truth. If you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains should be the truth. How improbable it could be. How improbable it could be. ඒ කොච්චර නිකන් වෙන්න බෑ වගේ දැනුණා. ඔයා වෙන්න බැරි දේවල් ටික අයින් කරාට පස්සේ ඉතුරු වෙන දේ තමයි ඇත්ත. නැත්නම් ඔය ආන්සර් එක. වෙන්න බැරි දේවල් ටික අයින් කරාට පස්සේ ඉතුරු වෙන දේ තමයි ඔයාගේ ආන්සර් එක. ඒක නිකන් කොච්චර වෙන්න බෑ වගේ ඔයාට හැඟුණත්. right? තමයි කියන්නේ. sign for novel එකේදී Arthur Conan Doyle first time introduced to the world this elimination technique. It's a very important thing, vastly used by the scientists, even in the past, even in the now, even in the future as well. The elimination method of coming up with a good answer. If you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains should be the truth. How improbable it could be. Alright, ready there. Well, element A belongs to the S block. Its first ionization energy is the highest in the group. Its first ionization energy is the highest in the group. These can't be. First ionization energy is highest in the group when the atom is smaller. When going down, the atomic size increases. So with the group, the first ionization highest with the smallest atom, right? So it should be lithium or beryllium. This metal they are discussing should be lithium or beryllium, not the other ones, because they are saying its first ionization energy is the highest in the right group, right? So මේ ඔක්කොම අයින් වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. දැන් තියෙන උත්තරේ නේද මෙයා හරි මෙයා හරි. හැම පොයින්ට් එකක්ම අතරින් නැතුව කන්සිඩර් කරන්න. හැම පොයින්ට් එකක් එක්කම එලිමිනේට් කරන්න තියෙන එලිමන්ට්ස් ටික එලිමිනේට් කරන්න. එතකොට ඔයාලට අන්තිමට ආන්සර් එක ඉතුරු වෙයි. හැම ස්ටේට්මන්ට් එකක්ම කියනවා ඒ ස්ටේට්මන්ට් අදාළ එලිමිනේට් කරන්න ටික එලිමිනේට් කරනවා. ඊළඟ ස්ටේට්මන්ට් එක කියනවා එයාට අදාළ එලිමිනේට් කරන කුලෙන් කට්ටිය එලිමිනේට් කරනවා. ඔහොම ගියාට පස්සේ ස්ටේට්මන්ට්ස් දෙක තුනක් කියවල. තුනක් විතරයක්දී ඔයාට අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම එක්කෙනෙක් ඉතුරු වෙයි. That is going to be the answer. Elimination technique. A reacts with water liberating a gas B. A reacts with water liberating a gas B. එතකොට ළමයි beryllium කියන එක නා water එක්ක react කරන්නේ නැහැ. Beryllium won't react with water. Keep that in mind. Beryllium reacts with H2O but not with water. Beryllium reacts with H2O but not with water. What is that thing? Water means the H2O in between 0 and 100 Celsius. Water means the H2O between 0 and 100 Celsius. Beyond 100 Celsius, that is not considered as water. The H2O beyond 100 Celsius, that is considered as steam. It is steam. So beryllium react with water. Beryllium react with steam but not with water. Beryllium react with steam but not with water. React with steam. We know beryllium starts its reactivity with H2O with steam, but it won't react with cold water or hot water, so it won't react with water. So beryllium out. As they are saying, it reacts with water liberating gas B. So the answer is lithium. The answer is lithium. So A is identified. So A is identified. So A is lithium. So the Roman number 1, A is lithium. So you have to come with the other ones as A, B, C, D, E, and F. If you had identified, right, you can write the balance configurations as well when the questions are to be read, right? So make it an involving reaction of Gadina, right? A reacts with water, liberating the gas B. So the reactions involved, right? Lithium reacts with water, liberating the gas B. Gas B. So what will happen? So lithium will oxidize and connect with the anion of the compound, lithium hydroxide, and the H plus will reduce to form the H2. So H2 is the gas which will liberate. Right? So B is H2. Alright, metal reaction again. So metal oxidize compound anion basic, right? Right. So right, you have to balance this stuff. So one hydrogen appearing, so we have to come up with two things. It will be two like this, no? Right. 2 lithium guys, 2 oxygens, 4 hydrogens. Yeah. So next, the resulting solution formed from this reaction gives a red colorization Bunsen burner flame. So we know lithium is red colored to the Bunsen flame. Lithium is red colored to the Bunsen flame. No reason. Right, flame and the metal oxide on evaporation. Right. From this solution gives a red color to Bunsen burner flame and a metal oxide in on evaporation, right? So if you are to heat this stuff, right, you will get the lithium oxide and H2O at the Bunsen flame, right, and metal oxide. So at the Bunsen burner flame, the lithium hydroxide thermally decompose to give you the lithium oxide plus H2O. Lithium comes under moderately active metals. Lithium comes under moderately active metals. So this is a moderately active metal decomposition at the Bunsen burner flame. Bunsen burner flame, you apply some heat there. So lithium hydroxide will heat decompose to give you the lithium oxide and H2O. So you can balance this stuff, right? So 2 oxygens appearing, 2 lithiums, 2 oxygens, 2 hydrogens, right? That is balanced, right? So this is the metal oxide, right? Okay. A reacts with N2 gas to give compound C. So A is lithium, we know. Lithium and the group 2 guys will react with N2 gas when heated. Reactions with N2 gas. Not all the elements in this block are capable of reacting with N2 gas. Only the metals which are with high charge density cations with their metallic lattices. In their metallic lattices, if your metal is with high charge density cations, the cations with high polarizing power, then only those will react with N2 gas when heated. So from group 1, only lithium is capable of doing so, as it is the one with the greatest charge density at the group 1. But with group 2, all the guys will do so, because 2 plus charge means a greater charge density, right? So lithium and the group 2 guys are the ones which will react with N2 at the S block, but not the other elements, right, at the group 1 other than the lithium, right? So lithium reacting with N2 will form the lithium nitride. This will oxidize and this will reduce to give you the monoatomic anion, right? It is the N3 minus. So lithium plus and N3 minus will form lithium nitride. So we have to balance this down, right? We have to come with 2 here for the 2 nitrogens, right? So some 6 is needed. Get the compound C. So this is C. Lithium nitride is C. Lithium plus and N3 minus. Next one. A reacts with N2 gas to give compound C. Okay. The reaction of A with H2 gas gives a salt-like basic compound D. A with H2 gas. Same type of compound reactions, no? Right? So lithium with H2 gas. So lithium oxidizes and this guy will reduces to monoatomic anion, right? So that is hydride H minus. So lithium hydride. Lithium hydride. Right? Have to balance this stuff. So 2 is needed. Basic compound D. So lithium hydride. Why it is referred to as a basic compound? Yes, hydride ion is kind of a basic one, right? It's an ionic compound. It's ionic compound. This is with lithium plus and H minus. H minus is basic. H minus is even basic than OH minus. OH minus is වඩා basic into H minus. ඒක basic compound එක. එහෙම නැත්නම් සාමාන්‍ය අපිට basic compound එක කියන්න ඕන නේද? When if it is to be added to water, if the compound is to be added to water, if it results kind of a base, then the first compound is referred to as a basic compound. Or compound එක water වලට add කරාට පස්සේ water, right? Base එකක් result වෙනවා නම් අපි ඒවට basic compounds කියලා කියනවා. Compound එක water වලට add කරාට පස්සේ acid එකක් produce වෙනවා නම් අපි ඒවට acidic compounds කියලා කියනවා. ඒකට එහෙනම් මේක අත්‍තරම lithium water වලට add කරාම right basic compound එකක් හැදෙනවා, right? මේක ඕන නම් lithium NiT is added to water, lithium hydride added to water. බලන්න. With water, what will happen? This is lithium plus and H minus. This H plus and OH minus. What will happen? Ion exchange. S block compound ion exchange. Lithium hydroxide and H2. You see, this is a base, right? Lithium hydroxide is a base. Metal hydroxides are normally bases. Samphoric metal hydroxides are amphorics, but other metal hydroxides are normally considered as bases. Or so the basic product හදනවා කියලා කියන්නේ මෙයා base එකක් කියන එක, right? So that is why we are saying that sort like basic compound. Yes, lithium hydride is basic. Then on treatment with H2O, C gives a gas E, right? So C gives a gas E. If it's not there, C gives a gas E. On treatment with H2O, the C is what? Lithium nitride. So lithium nitride, when reacting with H2O, produces gas. What else would be the gas? Lithium nitride means lithium plus and N3 minus. Those are the two ions there. H2O is H plus and OH minus. It's a S block compound reaction. So lithium plus connects with the OH minus to form the lithium hydroxide. Same like here, right? And N3 minus connects with H plus. The ion exchanges, right? And ion replacement. So ion exchanges, right? So N3 minus with the H plus, that is NH3. So you have to balance this stuff, right? 3 of lithium available, right? So 3 hydrogens and 6 hydrogens, no? 6 hydrogens means it will become 3, okay, 6 hydrogens, 1 nitrogen, no? Okay, so that is balanced, no? 3 of H2O, 3 of this thing, right? Okay, that is balanced, right? So the E is, the gas is the NH3. Right, no? So those are the answers for the 2013 question. which is the question number 2 of your tutor. These are the balance second correlations there. This completes it. හරි නේද? හරි. Let's quickly come across the question number 5 there. අපේ වෙලාවත් හරි ටිකක් අඩු නිසා let's do the question number 5 as well. පස්වෙනි question එක කරමුද? පොඩි idea එකක් ගන්න පුළුවන් question එක. හොඳ question එක. Let's do the part A of the question number 5 there, which is the actually 2023 question. 2023 question. අනිත් questions ඔයාලා කරන්න. First come up with the 2023 question. Fifth one. Right. So 23 question. Question number 5 actually. Let's do the question number 5 there. Right. Okay. What it says. A is a S block element in period table. So again, we are going to apply the elimination method to identify the metal properly. To identify the metal properly, first apply the elimination method, right? So let's come up with this block. As they are saying, this thing is belongs to S block, right? So you have the guys there, no? Lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium. Right? Okay. Let's see. A is a S block element in periodic table. Okay. Its atomic number is less than 20. Its atomic number is less than 20. Its atomic number is less than 20. Okay. We can get rid of these guys. Less than 20 means this is also not accepted. Less than 20. It's 20. Calcium comes up with 20. But less than 20 means calcium is also not accepted. Okay. So out of these 5, we need to come up with the element A. Okay. Right. Next one. Its atomic number is less than 20. Okay. When A is heated with nitrogen and oxygen separately, when A is heated with nitrogen and oxygen separately, the two stable compounds B and C are formed respectively. So that means A is reacting with nitrogen. They are saying when A is reacted with nitrogen and oxygen separately, that means A is reacting with nitrogen. So we know, right? When it comes to group 1, only lithium will react with nitrogen. Only lithium will react with nitrogen, not the other group 1. So these are out. Other group 1s are not going to react with nitrogen. Right? So these two guys are out. But with group 2, all the guys will react with N2. Right? So only these 3 are available, right, to come up as A. Now the others are eliminated. First, try to identify the element time volume. Element identify කරගන්න උත්සාහ කරන්න. Element එක identify කරගත්තට පස්සේ විතරයි අපි answers ලියන්න පටන් ගන්න. හරි? element එක identify කරගන්නකම් එක answer එකක්වත් ලියන්න යන්න එපා. ලියන්න එපා. identify කරගත්ත වෙලේ ඉඳන් answers ටික ලියන්න පටන් ගන්න. හරි? Next one. B reacts with water to give the basic compound D. B reacts with water. B reacts with water to give the basic compound D. B reacts with water. Water එක්ක react කරනවලු ඒ කියන්නේ beryllium out. Beryllium won't react with water. B needs steam to react beryllium. Beryllium reacts with H2O but not with water. Beryllium reacts with H2O but not with water. Beryllium reacts with H2O, the steam. Water means H2O liquid. So beryllium won't react with H2O liquid, right? Okay. Beryllium out. compound D and a colorless gas E. Yeah, that is going to be just H2, right? With pungent odor that turns red. Sorry, the other one, no? B could be ammonia, right? Okay. Reaction of A with water at room temperature also give D. Reaction of A with water at room temperature. Reaction of A with water at room temperature. So that means A reacts with water at room temperature as well. Water at room temperature as well. But we know to react magnesium with water, you need the hot water. You need the hot water. At room temperature, magnesium won't react with water. You need hot water for magnesium react with water. So this is how, as that statement says, reaction of A with water at room temperature also gives this. So definitely this is lithium. Definitely this is lithium. So element is identified. Element is identified. So A is lithium. Now you can start writing the answers. Element එක identify කරගත්තට පස්සේ තමයි answers ලියන්න පටන් ගන්නෙ. Right? E F G H තියෙනවා. හරි. දැන් answers ලියන්න පටන් ගමු. දැන් ළමයි element එක identify කරගත්ත පස්සේ ආයෙත් මුලින් answers ටිකෙන් පොඩ්ඩක් බලන්න එහා පැත්තේ මොනවා reactions ලියන්න. මේක හරිය මේ අපි ආයෙත් මුලින් දැන් answers ටික ලියන්න යන්න. element එක identify කරගත්ත පස්සේ ආයෙත් මුලින් කේද කියවන්න පටන් ගන්න answers ටික ටක් ගාලා ලියන්න. තමයි විදිහ හොඳ. ඔය විදිහට කරන්න. එතකොට with less time you can come up with the correct answers without using much of the brain power, right? Okay. A is lithium. Then again I'm going with the first part, right? When A is heated with nitrogen and oxygen separately, two stable compounds B and C are formed respectively. So with N2, the B is formed. Lithium with N2 form the lithium nitride, lithium plus ion and the N3 minus ion, so lithium nitride. And lithium with oxygen forms the C. Lithium with oxygen form the lithium plus and the oxide O2 minus, right? So lithium oxide, right? Okay. B reacts with water to give the basic compound D. B reacts with water to give the basic compound D. So if you need the reactions, I'll write it here, right? Lithium reacts with N2 to form the lithium nitride, right? Lithium reacts with O2 to form the lithium oxide, right? Then B reacts with water. The nitride reacts with water to produce what? Here you have the lithium plus N3 minus. Here the H plus OH minus. So lithium hydroxide NH3. Lithium hydroxide NH3. That is the basic gas you observe. The only basic gas in our syllabus. The only basic gas in our syllabus, NH3. Basic compound D and a colorless gas E. This basic. This is also basic gas. So basic compound D, so that should be the compound, lithium hydroxide, and colorless gas E. Colorless gas E. That is NH3. That could be identified using three techniques. You can use the Nessler's reagent. To the Nessler's reagent, right? NH3 will actually convert the color of the Nessler's reagent to brownish, as NH3 is the only basic gas available in the syllabus. So with the litmus papers, NH3 will convert the red litmus to blue. And the third technique to identify the NH3 is actually NH3. If you are to direct that into a lid of a concrete steel bottle, it will give you the NH4Cl, which can be seen as a white smoke, right? Okay, those are three techniques to identify the NH3. So it is with NH3, right? So as they are saying, a pungent odor gas that turns red litmus blue. So red litmus blue karna ekama gas එක NH3 අපේ syllabus එකේ. So that is the only basic gas available in our syllabus, right? Reaction of A with water at room temperature also gives D, right? Reaction of A, lithium with room temperature gives what? Lithium oxidizes and connects with the anion of this thing. So lithium hydroxide plus H2, plus H2, hydrogen will reduce as lithium oxidizes, gives D and liberate a colorless, odorless homonuclear. Homonuclear diatomic gas F. This is the one. Homonuclear diatomic. Diatomic atoms වලින් නික්ලිච්ච gas එකක්. Homonuclear. එකම ಜಾති atoms වල තියෙන diatomic gas. Right? Okay, so that is H2. This is H2. Right, next one. A reacts with Dil-H2SO4 and gives salt G and F gas F. Dil-H2SO4. Lithium Dil-H2SO4 te gatu mode. Dil-H2SO4 te if it is a diaryl situation, this guy oxidizes and connects with the anion there. මතකයි? Dil නම් Dil කට්ටිය මෙහෙම fully ionized ලා ඉන්නේ. Lithium oxidizes and connects with the anion there. So lithium plus and the anion means lithium sulfate. And H plus will reduce to form the H2 gas. Dil එක කොන්ක් එක තමයි sulfur reduce වෙන්නේ. Dil එක hydrogen පැත්ත තමයි වැඩි set. This is salt G and gas F. Yes, again the gas F is formed and salt G is produced as well. Salt G is lithium sulfate. Right? Okay, next one. Compound H is formed on reaction of D with CO2. Reaction of D is what? Lithium hydroxide. Lithium hydroxide with CO2. මොකද්ද මේ reaction එක? මතකද දන්නවාට මම කිව්වාට. හරි? This is again the lime water test එකේ reaction එක නේද වෙන්නේ. ඒ lime water test එක කියන්නේ calcium hydroxide with CO2. Calcium hydroxide කියන්නේ strong base එකක්. Strong base එකක්. ආයෙත් මේ strong base CO2 දින්නේ. Calcium hydroxide එක තමයි ඉතින්. Strong base CO2. හරි? lime water test එකේ reaction එක. ඒක analogous reaction එකක්. ඉතින් විභාගෙදී lime water test එක directly අහන්නේ නැහැ. Calcium hydroxide CO2 කියලා මේ එහෙම directly අහන්නේ නැහැ. වෙන විදිහට forms වල දෙන්නේ. Sodium hydroxide CO2, rubidium hydroxide CO2, barium BaOH2 with CO2. ඔක්කොම එක තමයි. Right? Because it will produce the right carbonate, lithium carbonate. Lime water testing මතකයි? white color solution එකකින් chemical solution carbonate and H2. ඊට පස්සේ ඕකට තව දුරටත් මේ CO2 දාද්දිනේ bicarbonate scene එකට යන්නේ. Lithium carbonate with H2. Right? Okay, then compound H is formed on reaction of D with CO2. H is formed. So this is H, lithium carbonate. Lime water test එක analogous reaction එක. මතකනේ මම කියුණා කිතාවේ දෙකක් reaction එක කරමුද කරන්න බෑ. හරි. Next one. H decomposes on heating to give the compound C and CO2. H decomposes, H coming under moderately active metals, lithium. So moderately active metal compound decomposition. That will give you the oxides of the corresponding elements. So lithium is there, lithium oxide, carbon is there, carbon oxide. So lithium oxide plus CO2. Right? Give the compound C and CO2. Do we have C here? Oh, lithium oxide is there. And CO2. So that is all about lithium. Shit. They are just asking to give you the chemical formulas only, right? Just write the chemical formulas. So then the Roman number 2. Reactions ලියන්න කියලා නැහැ දී ඒගොල්ලෝ. හරි? Reactions එක ලියුවාට වැඩි සිත් ඉන්න ඕන නිසා Roman 2 මොකක්ද කියන්නේ? They are asking for reactions. දැන් තමයි reactions අහන්නේ. A with water, A with Dil-H2SO4. So A with water, the balanced things are needed, ne? Balanced things are needed. A with water. Within A with water. There was A with Dil-H2SO4. Maybe. B with water. Oh, B with water. It is nitride with water. Maybe. It was decomposition of H. Maybe. Right? Let's write the stuff. From number 1. A with water, balance lithium with H2O. Form lithium hydroxide plus H2. Balance කරන්න ඕනේ. Hydrogen එකයි ඉන්නේ. ඒතර මේක. Hydrogen odd number එකකින් even කරගෙන දෙකකින් වැඩි කරමු. දෙකක් කියනවා. balance no. So you need to see this one. Second thing. A with the H2SO4. This is the thing, right? So lithium plus H2SO4 form a lithium sulfate plus H2. So you need two of lithiums there. Just balancing by integration, right? All right. 3. B with water. B is nitrate with water. So this is that thing you need to balance. Right. This balance stuff. Common to balance කරනවා balance කරන යනකොට ලකුණු හම්බ වෙන්නේ නැහැ. Equations වලට. 3 lithiums are available. හරි. එතකොට hydrogen මෙතන 6ක් ඉන්නේ ඔක්කොම. nitrogen එක ඉන්නේ hydrogen 6. 3 නේ. So 3 හරි. හතරවෙනි එක decomposition of H. again carbon decomposition එක දියන්නේ. ඔය physical state ලියන්න ඕනේ නැහැ ළමයි S block reactions ලියන්නේ. no need. So carbon එකයි oxygen තුන. It is balance, no? Right. Write the color of the flame given by the salt A in flame test. A flame test එකේ දෙන color එක ලියන්න කියලා තියෙනවා. So lithium flame test color is what? Red. Lithium in flame test, what is the color? Red. Again, I pakshi water ni. Android water. Red. Okay. That's it. That is the part A of the 2023 question. Let's complete this stuff. Right. Quickly, let's do the part B as well. Part B at Gala. Malamude. Right. Do the part B. Write the chemical formula of P, Q, R, and S. P, Q, R, S. So, how together here. Roman number 1. So, this is actually not completely an S block thing. But this to answer this thing, you may need the knowledge of analytical chemistry, the identification test as well, the cation and these things as well, right? Let's use those things as well as we have learned those things with the Rukshan class, right? So identifying a salt means identifying the cation and the anion of the stuff, right? Identifying salt means identifying the cation and the anion of that species, right? That is how to identify an inorganic salt, right? So let's count. P is a colorless solution. Colorless, so no D block involvement. Colorless means no D block involvement. Other than zinc, right? Other than zinc. Zinc D will zinc Karen. D10 and other than D10, right? D10 killing. D10 Rn, no D block involvement, right? Okay. When CO2 is bubbled through P, the solution turns milky. When excess CO2 is bubbled through the milky solution, a clear colorless solution is obtained. Normally, this is done. This is actually a blind mode test. Blind mode test CO2 bubble කරද්දී milky solution එකක් හදනවල excess CO2 bubble කරද්දී ඒ color එක නැති වෙනවලු. It's light mode, right? And P gives an orange red flame when subject to flame test. හරිද? Flame test එකකින් orange red flame එකක් තියෙනවා කියලා කියන්නේ. Flame test එකේ කතා කරන්නේ cation එක ගැනනේ. Orange red එකක් තියෙනවා කියලා කියනවා. ඒ අනිවාර්යෙන් එන කවුද? It is about the calcium. Both the cation and calcium. Right? Anion එක identify කරගන්න මේ වැඩ ටික කරන්න ඕන flame මේ මොකක්ද අපේ calcium. So with a strong base, the flame mode thing happens, right? So sorry, with a strong base, right? That observation of line mode test happy. Observation of line mode test, it appears with observation again, reaction reactions of line mode test appears with, right, metal hydroxides which are strong bases. Reactions of line mode test appears with metal hydroxides which are strong bases. So this should be a hydroxide. This should be calcium 2 plus, and this should be kind of a hydroxide, strong base hydroxide. Right? So P is what? P is calcium hydroxide. So we can say P is calcium hydroxide. Right? Let's come up with the next one. Q. Q should also contain a positive ion and a negative ion as its whole. Let's consider the Q. The metal M belongs to the third row of the period table. Third row of the period table. Third row element එකක්. මේ third row කෙනෙක් metal එක third row ඉන්නේ. වැඩියට කියලා යමු. Right. එන්න. third row එක. කැටාන එක වෙන එක රිෆර් කරගන්නවා, right? M reacts with dill aqueous strong acid and bases. M reacts with dilute aqueous strong acid and bases. එහෙනම් ළමයි මේ M එක මේ metal එක හරි acids and bases දෙකත් එක්කම react කරනවලු. acid base දෙකත් එක්කම react කරනවා නම් M කියන metal එක it's a amphoric. Amphoric metal. Amphoric metal. The third row amphoric metal. What is that? The third row amphoric metal. Third row amphoric metal is what? Third row එකේ amphoric metal එක aluminium. Third row එකේ amphoric metal එක aluminium. මේ second row එකේ තියෙන amphoric metal එක beryllium. Third row එකේ aluminium. Fourth row එකේ zinc. Fifth row එකේ tin. Sixth row එකේ lead. All the rows are with only one amphoric metal. So this should be aluminium 3 plus, coming from the aluminium 3 plus. The metal is aluminium, so cation is aluminium 3 plus. Okay. When M reacts with a certain dilute aqueous strong acid, it gives the salt Q as one of the products. Or when M reacts with certain dilute acid, strong acid, it gives salt Q as one of the products. H2SO4 them salt has no H2SO4 them aluminum sulfate has no worries. When aqueous BaCl2 is added to this solution, a white PPT is formed. That means with aqueous BaCl2, that means Ba2 plus and the anion forms a white PPT. This is what it says, right? Barium chloride, adding barium chloride means adding Ba2 plus ions. With the Cl minus ions, aluminium won't connect. So adding Cl2 to give a white PPT. Barium 2 plus, so the Cl minus should be the one ions responsible for the white PPT. So with the Cl minus, you won't form the aluminium chloride is not a precipitate ion exchange. But with the Ba2 plus, so that Ba2 plus should be the one to precipitate there. හරිද? barium chloride දැම්මොත් ළමයි. හරි? barium 2 plus එක මෙයා anion එක යනවා. chloride එක මෙයා cation එක යනවා. That is how we are thinking of precipitation. but the anion of barium chloride Cl minus won't precipitate with the Al3 plus. So the reason for why it precipitates from barium chloride side should be the barium 2 plus. So that it should connect with the anion of our Q. The precipitate is insoluble in dill acids. Make a this thing is inverted dill H plus insoluble. That means that anion of the precipitate should be from a strong acid. Make insoluble in a dill acid make a strong acid anion pinnon. Anion came from a strong acid. Go. It should be the barium sulfate. It should be the barium sulfate. Should be the barium sulfate. Right? Anion from strong acid. So if it is not dissolving in dill acid, definitely the anion should come from a strong acid. Right? So Q is aluminium sulfate. Sulfate comes up with 2 valency, aluminium comes up with 3 valency. Right now? Okay, just come up with the third one quickly. It's all about coming up with the R. Identify the cation and the anion of the R. Right? R is an ionic compound. When R reacted with dill HCl, a colorless, odorless, linear triatomic gas is evolved as one of the products. Gas releasement with HCl. Gas releasing. With dill acids. So what are the possibilities? And gas is referred to as colorless, odorless. Colorless, odorless now. Definitely that gas is CO2. Odorless, colorless, odorless. Definitely that gas is CO2 coming from the CO3 2 minus. Colorless, odorless gas. Right now? Right. So this should be a carbonate. Definitely should be a carbonate. Then is triatomic gas, no? Triatomic gas, no? Colorless, odorless. R gives a yellow color flame when subject to flame test. So flame test is all about identifying the cation. Flame test yellow color. So yellow color means it is definitely what? Yellow color flame coming up with sodium. So the cation is sodium. Cation is sodium. So sodium carbonate. The metal R is found in borax. Identify R. So R is what? Sodium carbonate. Sodium carbonate. Exchange valence is Na. CO3 2 minus. Right? Sodium carbonate. 4. Quickly come up with the 4. S is all about identifying this. S is also with a cation and an ionic source. Ionic compound, right? Okay. There. When SC is heated, a red brown gas is evolved. Red brown gas evolved with heated when heated. So that will give you some idea about the anion. Right? Red brown gas on thermal decomposition. Colored gas on thermal decomposition. Definitely coming from moderately active or inert metal nitrites or nitrates? Inert or inert, nitrites or nitrates will decompose to give you NO2 gas, right? NO2 gas, right? Okay, so this thing should be nitrite or a nitrate, right? The metal in S burns with a bright light in air, burns with a bright light in air, and slowly react with hot water. That confirms the metal there. Slow reaction with hot water. What is the metal start its reactivity when the hot water is there? Slow reaction, hot water. What is that? That is magnesium. Definitely is about magnesium. So the cation is magnesium 2 plus. Magnesium forms only 2 plus cation. Contributes the hardness of water. Yes, magnesium salts contribute the hardness of water. Identify S. Right? Identify S. So it should be magnesium nitrite or nitrate. Magnesium nitrate or nitrate. So if such a situation appears, basically go with the nitrate. Basically go with the nitrate. Nitrite the nitrate දෙක තෝරගන්න බැරි තත්ත්වයක් આવත් නම් අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම nitrate එක තෝරගන්න, because nitrates are not commonly available. සමහර nitrates ලා stable නැහැ, available නැහැ. ඒක කොහොම knowledge ගන්න බැහැනේ. හරි, ඒක නිසා nitrate එකෙන් කවුද කියලා හොයාගන්න data එකක් දීලා නැත්නම් just go with the nitrate, right? So the S can be considered as magnesium nitrate. හරිනේ. ඕම තමයි reactions ටික යන්නේ, right? ඊට පස්සේ ඔයාට ලියන්න කියනවා වගේ, right? Precipitation reactions ටිකක් අපි ටික ලියලා දාමුද? Part 5 no? I read the part 5 here. P with Q. P with Q. P with Q क्या? P with Q, these two. That is calcium hydroxide with Q, aluminum sulfate. What will happen? Precipitations are always ion exchanges. This guy goes with this guy goes with this. So that is calcium sulfate and aluminium hydroxide. Aluminium hydroxide is a precipitate there. Alright? Sulfate precipitate in jaat තුනයි ළම. Strontium, barium, lead විතරයි. අනිත් sulfate ලා solutions. This is the precipitate. Right? S block A hydroxide precipitate in magnesium beryllium විතරයි. හැබැයි අනිත් P and D block වල ඔක්කොම metal hydroxide ලා precipitates, right? So you can balance this off. 3 sulfate guys are available. 2 aluminum guys are available. So you need 3 here. Okay? Right. Problem number 2. P with R. So calcium hydroxide with sodium carbonate. P with R, sodium carbonate with calcium hydroxide. Ion exchange, calcium carbonate, sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide precipitation reactions are ion exchanges, right? Calcium carbonate is a precipitate. Neither. Group 2 වල beryllium විතරයි carbonate precipitate වෙන්නේ නැත්තේ. All the other guys, other than the beryllium, all the other guys will precipitate as carbonates, right? So 2 of these things needed. things are balanced. Roman number 3. R with S. R with S. R is sodium carbonate. S is magnesium nitrate. Sodium carbonate with magnesium nitrate. What are products? Sodium nitrate and magnesium carbonate. Again, with group 2, only the beryllium won't precipitate as carbonate, but others do. So magnesium carbonate is a precipitate. So balancing need to here. Okay. And that is all about the question of the 2023 A level paper. Just complete this stuff. Right. That is all for this short lesson. We will meet with the next class day. Goodbye.